Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. So today I'm going to be doing a life update. Now this video was actually requested. Thank you so much for requesting it, that you would even be interested in it. I think it's just such a huge compliment. So I hope the video is everything that you were looking for. If there's anything I didn't answer, please leave me a comment down below. I don't typically do life updates, so I don't know if there's a format or something like that, but I'm just going to kind of talk. There are some things that I wanted to update you guys on, and also it's like I said, it's so funny that this video was requested because I was planning to do a video and talk to you guys about some things that's been going on with me, but part of why I didn't do it, as you'll see, it's just because it kind of ties back into other stuff that has been, has happened on my channel in the past, and it's just emotional stuff, and I just sometimes it's just overwhelming. Hence, I tried to film this video already twice, and I had to go get some wine. I've already, as you can tell, really enjoyed myself with it. But I'm just gonna keep on sipping. It's super late at night. So anyway, and you guys, if you're wondering what wine this is a cherry Riesling wine. I think it's from a winery in Traverse City. It's actually really good, a little sweet. But anyway, so I did make some notes on my phone so that I'm not just rambling about some things that I wanted to talk to you guys about. So in order for this to make sense, if you've been on my channel for a while, you know that I am a graduate student. And when I started this channel, I was a master's student in a terminal psychology master's program. I did a pillow talk video, which if you don't know what that is, it's a series on my channel that I do. And I like those videos because when I think of pillow talk, I think of more intimate talk, and so I've done a lot of different topics on the channel. I've been vulnerable, and I enjoy those videos. And so I did a pillow talk where I was talking about school and where I was at the time, and I thought I was about to graduate at that point, and I was talking about registering for graduation and how emotional it made me, and kind of a little bit about my background on who I truly am at my core as a student, as a scholar. And of course that didn't happen because that was in 2016 and I graduated this year. Plans. But anyway, so I will link that if you want to see that and kind of understand a little bit more about who I am today sitting in front of you. But anyway, so I didn't graduate then. I graduated a year later, so it took me 3 years versus 2 years to finish my master's program, which I think is still pretty good for my master's program. And so I currently hold a Master's of Science in Psychology. A Master's of Science in Psychology, and I just graduated on May 6th, 2017 with that degree. And I will insert some pictures for you guys as well. They are on, a lot of pictures are up on my Instagram and stuff like that, but just in case, I'll put some pictures in as well. So that happened. So I wanted to update you guys on that because in that pillow talk video I had said, a lot of people were like, wow, congratulations, please update us, let us know what's going on, so I plan to do that. But honestly, you guys, if you've been on my channel, you know that my parents passed away last year, and it was just so much wrapped up into them passing away, and then me being stalled with school, and then me trying to finish school, and it was also just super emotionally heavy for me surrounding graduation. And even if you're on my social media, you already know this, things that are coming up with me. And it was one of those things where it's an amazing accomplishment, and it's something that I'm really proud of and really thankful and grateful for. But it's also kind of bittersweet in a way because, and I don't know if this will make sense to anybody if you haven't lost a parent, but it kind of like solidifies and reminds you again of what you've lost in a way, and it just really magnifies that loss. And so I really struggle with that, and so that is why I didn't do an announcement video letting you guys know that I have been accepted into my PhD program. I can't even believe that I'm saying that. I'm a PhD student. What? I'm a doctoral student. Like, I can't. Truly, I wanted it, but I truly never thought it would happen for me, honestly. And I think even said this in a post on Instagram. I had kind of started to give up and get discouraged, but thank God for favor and for grace, and for grace, and just being divinely led, because it has been quite a ride. So I was planning to do this video and let you guys know that I got in, but honestly I just wasn't ready, and I just kept getting emotional, and I couldn't. So I just gave myself that space to just be. Which, you know, the grieving process is weird, so you have to allow yourself the space when you need the space, and I needed the space. But, you know, I'm in a better place, and I am proud, and I know that my parents will be proud of me. So I have been accepted into my PhD program. Oh my God. And I will be going to Penn State University. So I'm going to be back in the Big Ten loop, which is awesome. If you don't know, I did my undergrad at Michigan State University, so I am just to the core of me a Spartan. So I'm really looking forward to that. And also, just outside of that, truly I think this is the best program for me, and I'm so excited and so blessed about that. I feel like I have an amazing team of people that I'm going to be working with, and colleagues, and, you know, researchers alongside of me, and I feel like I'm going to be led and really taught the things that I need to be taught to do well in my field. So I'm going into higher education for my PhD program, and what that prompted me to think about is one thing that I want to do on the channel is kind of, I want to start a series, and I've been planning it out and kind of praying over it a little bit, a series on the channel where we talk about education and talk about, you know, getting into a graduate program. I also want to do a series specifically for my master's students out there, because it's a different terrain for us out there, and I feel like sometimes there's not a ton out there on terminal master's programs, how to make the best of that program, how to get what you need out that program, because I'm telling you, if you're about to start a master's program, it goes by like this, and so you need to be strategic. So I'm planning to do that on the channel. Let me look back at my notes. So that is what has been going on with me. So I will be starting my PhD program in August. So I moved out of my apartment, which is why you guys have been seeing a different background, and I'm just living somewhere else temporary that I'm renting, and because my lease was up. And I will be moving into a new apartment in Pennsylvania in August, and I am so excited. I'm gonna be honest and say that I'm also nervous and a little anxious and a little nauseated, but above all else, I'm excited. I feel like I'm ready for this challenge, and I'm just so in awe. I can't even imagine what the next 4, you know, years are going to look like for me, and I'm just I literally, I still can't even form words. There are times where, you know, I'll be talking to somebody and they'll say like, oh yeah, you know, you're a doctoral student, and it blows my mind. Like, what did you say? So that's happening with me. What else did I want to tell you guys? So yeah, so right now I'm, you know, kind of in this in-between period where I am still living in my same area and I'm working, and I just kind of wanted to take the summer to refresh and renew. I haven't done a ton yet. I'm going on vacation in July, but I've just really been working. I've been kind of taking naps during the day, watching TV, really putting more time into my YouTube channel. If you have noticed, I hope you have, that I have been putting up 2 to 3 videos a week, most week 3 videos. My regular upload days are, excuse me, I guess the wine is making me burp a lot. My regular upload days are Wednesdays and Saturdays, but I've also been putting up videos on Mondays. Now, in terms of my channel, I don't know how my channel is going to change when I start my PhD program. Again, giving myself that space and allowing myself the space. I don't plan to leave my YouTube channel. I don't plan to stop uploading. I kind of want to get my feet in the door and get a feel and see if 2 videos are still reasonable for me as a doctoral student, or if I need to go to 1 video, which I have done before. So we'll see. But for the summer, since I've had more time, I've been doing 2 to 3 videos, most times 3 videos a week, and I really enjoy just having the time to just be creative in a different way and just really put some time into my channel. I've been really loving that. So yeah, that's happening. I don't know if I'm gonna vlog me moving. I don't know where I stand with that and with vlogs. Some things I just like to keep private, so I'm just not really sure where I stand with that, if I'm gonna vlog me moving. There are definitely some things though that I know for sure I'm going to vlog. Like, I'm really excited to get my next place, because my next place will be mine. I mean, my other place was mine too. I lived alone. I had a 1-bedroom, but this place will be like fully mine. That apartment was like a campus apartment. Like, it was off campus, apartments, but still, it was still part of the school in a way, you know what I mean? So this one, nope, not at all. And I'm just looking forward to decorating and really setting my space up, and that's what I'm most excited for. What I'm anxious about is moving all of my stuff from Michigan, which is where I live, to Pennsylvania. So I'm really nervous about that. I'm just gonna be honest with you guys. I don't know what it is, and then it's like a new, you know, location and stuff. So I'm really nervous about that, but I am really excited about what's to come. So I think the nerves will continue to go away. What else did I want to tell you guys? Oh yeah, so some things that I do want to vlog though, or kind of do a video on, is I'm going to be getting my first vanity. I have never had a vanity before in my life, and I'm really excited about that. So it will be my first vanity, and I feel so blessed to be able to buy myself that. I am working really hard to be able to buy myself that. So I don't know if I'm going to film myself putting the vanity together, or if I'm going to just do maybe like a vanity tour or something like that. I don't know yet, but I'm going to do something with that. And also, I'm getting my first like bookshelf, and I'm so excited. I'm looking at bookshelves right now, and I am going to definitely do a video on that. I don't know if I'm going to do a organization video or watch me put the bookshelf together and put my books on it. I don't know, but just thinking about it makes me excited, because I have not had that before. So, and it also just triggers such gratefulness in me that I'm going to be able to do that for myself. So that will be happening. What else did I want to tell you guys? Oh, the last thing I wanted to talk about is another thing that she pointed out in that comment, is that she was, you know, felt like I read a lot, and wondered how I was able to read a lot when I feel like my roommates are like stirring around, so I'm trying not to be too loud. But anyway, she was wondering about that. So first off, thanks for saying that I read a lot. I really didn't feel like I did read a lot, but in terms of reading and being in graduate school, I don't really have like a 1, 2, 3 of what I do to have time for reading, but I will tell you a couple things that have been helpful for me. I don't know, from her comment, I couldn't tell if she was in school or if she was just curious about, you know, me, and if I, because I'm in school. But one thing I will tell you that has been so helpful for me is that I count reading as self-care in my book. And self-care is so important to anybody, whether you're a student, a mom, or whether you don't have kids, whatever. Self-care is so important, and reading is one of those small things that I can do for myself that I count as self-care. So it's something that I build into my day. Now, I don't build it into my day every day because it's just not possible, but I try to build it in my day as much as I can. With that being said, I think another thing that has been helpful for me is not comparing myself to any other booktubers. You know, there are some times where I see booktubers and I'm always happy for them, you know, and they'll have like a stack like this, and so I don't compare myself. If I read 1 book that month, if I read 2 books, if I read 4 books, I don't compare myself. I try to focus on the quality of what I'm reading more so than quantity. And I also just realized that I'm on a different trajectory than a lot of people. So, you know, I am at a different point in my life. So my reading is going to look different. It's going to feel different. But with that being said, another thing that I did a lot as a master's student is that I would get ready for bed a little bit earlier than I normally would. So sometimes like 30 minutes before, and maybe I did that a few times a week, and I would turn my phone off or put my phone on do not disturb, and I would just give myself 30 minutes of quiet time to read. And it got to the point where I started to really look forward to it, you know, like it's like, let me get on my pajamas and my body splash I'm gonna wear tonight, almost like a little date with myself. But that's necessary sometimes. Or sometimes if I woke up really early in the morning, which was rare, but let's say I did, then I would maybe read for 20 or 30 minutes in the morning. And also, like I said, there may have been days where, for whatever reason, I was able to read for longer stretches of time, so I tried to take advantage of that. And then there were days, day after day, where I was not able to read at all. And as somebody who is a full-time student, I just had to remind myself, you're doing the best that you can, and that is okay. So those are some of the things that were helpful for me. Also, another thing that was helpful for me just as a student is that I planned my days. I had to. I couldn't just wake up with no plan and think that I was going to get things done. So I think another thing that was helpful for me is planning my days, because when I planned my days, I held myself accountable for things that I wanted to get done within my day. But then it also showed me periods where maybe I procrastinate, where I just don't do things that I should be doing. And then by planning my day and planning my week, or weeks in advance, which is typically what I have to do, it also showed me where I did have time to read, where I felt like maybe I didn't, you know, but it wasn't always for 2-3 hours at a time like I can do this summer, and I'm thoroughly enjoying. So those were things that were helpful for me. If you look at my channel, you will see that some weeks I read, I don't know, anywhere from 2 to 4 books a month, and that's good for me. That's solid for me. So those were things that were helpful for me. I'm trying to think if there's anything else in particular that I truly can think about. Also, it was helpful for me to read physical books, because as somebody who spent, you know, I was a research assistant at one point, I was a lab manager at one point, so as somebody who spent a ton of time on the computer looking at data, analyzing data, and all of that, at the end of all that, I didn't want to read an ebook at all. I wanted a physical book that I could lay down with or ball up in the chair with. So that having a physical book was helpful for me. If I had downtime on my lunch period or something like that, I might get a little bit of reading in. But again, I think for me, typically before bed is when I did quite a bit of my reading. Now, there were times where I did not plan well and I read a little bit later in the night than I should have. So that's something that I had to get better about. But really, it was just small things that allowed me to have time to reading. And like I said, it's something that I counted as self-care. It was something that was kind of a de-stressor for me and just something I enjoyed, and so I had to try to build that into my week, even if not every day, because that's not always realistic. So I hope this video was helpful. I hope that this answered your questions that you had for me. If it didn't, please leave them down below and I will get back to you. A really quick life update. I just wanted to let you guys know some things that was happening with me. I probably will maybe do another video like this after my first year of my doctoral program or something like that. Also, with the new series that I'm thinking about, I definitely want to do a video where I just give some advice and some suggestions on some things that could be helpful for anybody out there who is about to go through this transition, because I feel like I have learned a lot, and I also feel like I have a different perspective as somebody who's already technically been in that graduate school in academia before, because I did do my master's program, so I'm not going straight from undergrad into my PhD program. And so I do think I have some insight and hopefully some wisdom to give, and hopefully some things that you can take from this that maybe you won't have to bump your head to learn, because I have learned a lot of lessons, and a lot of them I have learned the hard way and have screwed up. But you know, they're lessons that's up under my belt now, but hopefully they will be things that can be helpful for somebody out there. I found that as a person of color in higher education, I was just so overwhelmed and lost because there's no, graduate school is so different from undergrad, and it's about, you know, self-direction a lot, advocating for yourself, and really leading your education in a way, and it requires a certain level of I feel like it requires a certain level of you taking initiative that's so different from undergrad that you know, I feel like I have learned a lot. So that is definitely a series I'm planning to do. I mean, I'm going to school to study you know, access and retention in higher education for minority students, underrepresented students, and among other things. So it is something that I'm extremely passionate about, and it's something that I want to bring to my channel. So I hope you guys enjoyed this. Thank you so much for your time. If you're still here listening to me ramble, I'm going to get off the camera now. I'm going to drink the rest of my wine and get ready for bed, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.